The rapper we're talking about today is an older rapper some of you young cats might not know, and really, he's not worth knowing. Yes. We're talking about Baby Gangster, and you might know his hit single, Bling Bling, every time I come around your city, bling, bling, which I went back and listened to for this story, and it is horrendously bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
not one of the best.
All around my city, bling, bling.
It's so bad.
Yeah. That's the one, Wes.
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 1496 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, July 5th, 2024. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Hope you had a great fucking 4th of July.
Yeah.
Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more, because there's more in there. More Hard Factor up in there. And you support the boys. Today, we're talking about government-approved raps with Pat.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some insane violations of the Constitution and racism taking place with a rapper you haven't heard from in a long time.
Interesting.
It's not the one you think I'm talking about.
Did he?
Nope.
Well, it would be nice if somebody violated Diddy's rights at this point, but
yes, agreed.
I saw another porn star came out this week and said that she was sex trafficked by him. And this goes with what Will's been saying. She said that her model boyfriend was basically forced to suck Diddy's dick, but he wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Diddy.
Well, so
Diddy,
on that note,
like,
real quick on Diddy, the most insane story that came out about him, and it's not confirmed at all. It's one dude on one podcast saying that he saw Diddy. He walked in on Diddy just fucking Carl Winslow from Family Matters, right? Or or
that. Yeah, I haven't heard that.
Winslow.
There's smoke. There's fire, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
you haven't heard any of these. Come on.
From Die Hard, and then Diddy came out and said,
Carl Winslow.
"There's no
Winslow,
sex."
America's dad.
Why do you think I've been saying Diddy?
He's like
so
60.
Much.
Well, he's also 60, never married.
I thought it was
no
Eddie.
kids, Wes.
I thought it was Eddie Winslow, not Carl Winslow.
No, Carl Winslow, the
Carl?
cop from Die Hard, sat in the car. And then Diddy came out and said something to the effect.
Did Eddie say it? Because Eddie was
Eddie's
involved
somehow,
somehow, right?
Eddie's
No, it was a podcast. If you Google it, Diddy Carl Winslow, you'll find it. But essentially, Diddy then said, "There's nothing better than fucking a desperate man for money," or something like that.
Well, that's what the porn star was saying, because like the model, she was like a struggling porn star, and her model boyfriend was like early in the business, so he was like, "If you want to advance your career in modeling, you got to suck my dick." And
you know who needs money?
Yeah,
Carl Winslow. Get me Carl Winslow. I want to fuck Carl Winslow.
Oh my god, dude!
Was it Eddie that said it on the podcast? Who said it?
No, it had nothing to do with the Winslows. Why do you keep getting back to the family? It's not a cast member of Family Matters.
Stop trying to bring Eddie Winslow into this.
Did he fuck Webster too?
Emmanuel Lewis?
Urkel? Yeah.
Urkel? Yeah, you get Urkel?
Emmanuel Lewis.
It's a whole other charge.
I've been wanting to fuck Urkel for years.
Fuck Webster.
Oh shit. Mark, we got Welsh politicians figuring out politics for good with Mark. Yeah.
Yes.
We got the latest kid playdate controversy with Wes. You're gonna find out about that, and then we got the ending up Freedom Week on a strong note in Vermont. Okay, and much more.
I can't get Diddy fucking Carl Winslow out of my head.
Right. It's a little. I know. I was just trying to finish up the lineup there, but it is hard. It is hard to get that one out.
I mean, I feel like we got to find the clip and play it.
And I'd been thinking Eddie was involved in some way, so I was thinking Eddie. Now I got both.
It's insane when he's talking about fucking Carl Winslow. It's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, just Google it. You'll find it.
Big old ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough for Carl. What's his real name?
What's Carl Winslow's name?
Diddy's bitch.
Yeah.
Diddy's ass.
Yeah.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Get Reginald in here.
Mm-hmm. I want to fuck his ass and pay him because he needs money. All right.
Part of the send in the car scene.
Yeah.
Did you guys know? This may surprise some. It may not. Did you know the New York Police Department, New York's finest, has a rap unit, the rap police or the rap intelligence unit. Do you guys know that?
Well, it would make sense because some of them are affiliated with gangs, right? So,
yeah, some of them are. Some of them are just artists.
Follow,
of course,
follow mixtapes.
not all. But there is some intermingling. Like look at Tekashi, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Well, Pat, we've covered the thing before. There was like that trend where people would go on Instagram and be like, "Pull up right here if you want to shoot a shootout right now." So like that part makes
sure.
sense.
The NYPD,
those are like smaller rappers. Those aren't like, you know. But
the rap police goes back pre-social media. And if you want to know whether Tupac was a gangster or he was playing gangster, Google Tupac high school interview, and you'll see that he's an art student, and he got, you know, a little bit too deep into the role. That's why he's dead. But he wasn't a gangster.
No, Diddy's why he's dead.
Diddy's why he's dead. Dead as Carl Winslow's ass.
Yeah.
Carl Winslow to that ass. But no, NYPD it's called the Rap Intelligence Unit. That's its nickname. I think it's like the Enterprise Operations Unit. But effectively, this is literally a unit of folks that for years, decades, have been listening to rap lyrics, okay? Poets who are describing what's happening in their environment and then taking those lyrics literally and then launching investigations into them. Okay. Yeah. Look, we all bought into
just fuck somebody over recently that he admitted to like a murder in a rap. Or he referenced a murder in a rap.
Well, so that was like a really low, like Mark was saying, that was like a super unknown, like somebody.
That was the guy who was more of a murderer than a rapper up in Canada.
Right. He basically put a confession in a rap, but he only plays on the SoundCloud where the cops, you know.
He murdered first, then started rapping.
I put murderer first on my resume. Murderer slash rapper.
Slash rapper.
I only started rapping to confess my murders.
Right.
Exactly.
I had
murders
content to talk about.
Way better than the rap.
Yeah.
Not for person. Anyway, that's what's happening in the Young Thug trial right now. That's one of the government's main pieces of evidence is Young Thug's rapping about a murder that he may or may not have been involved in. Right.
I think that was what I was actually thinking about was the Young Thug thing.
Right. Thug is saying, "Hey man, it's my job to talk about what happens around me. I'm a poet, right? These are the things happening around that I write about, that people write about." And instead, the government saying, "No, that means you were there." Who knows? But
yeah, I didn't actually cover from the windows and the walls with jizz. You know what I mean? Like I just,
the sweat was dripping down my balls. Let me tell you, it was hot in there.
That part was true. Yeah,
it was hot in there. But the rapper we're talking about today is an older rapper some of you young cats might not know, and really, he's not worth knowing. But he came from a certain time, from a certain era. The Hot Boys from New Orleans, Cash Money Records in the 99-2000, Birdman's disciple. Yes. We're talking about Baby Gangster, a.k.a. BG. And you might know his hit single, Bling Bling, All Around My City, Bling Bling, which I went back and listened to for this story, and it is horrendously bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
just
one of the best.
Not
fucking horrible.
Bling, bling.
It's so bad.
All around my city, bling bling.
It's so bad.
Yeah. That's the one, Wes.
You got to keep in mind.
Pat mentioned a lot of. I mean, he mentioned Master P. He mentioned.
Well, Master P was a not a good rapper, and he was admittedly not a good rapper. We know what he was? An amazing marketer.
Yeah, there's other good songs. Lil Wayne's probably their best rapper.
Wayne is their best rapper. The rest of them are mediocre, but those guys literally revolutionized the music industry because they could fucking market, and that's why 17-year-old.
Manny Fresh is also an amazing producer.
Well, Manny Fresh is a producer. Yeah, he was. He was the in-house for Cash Money. He was.
They did have sick beats too. Master P always had sick beats.
Yeah, Manny Fresh.
Yeah, exactly. They had sick ass beats, and even the Hot Boys had some sick beats, like with the hot, I Need a Hot Girl.
Right. So
that was Manny the Fresh.
He was making all of them. I think.
Those were ahead of his time.
BG benefited from just being part of that crew, and he got all around my city.
Guys, Silk the Shocker was a star.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Master P's cousin.
I had a Silk the Shocker CD and I regretted it.
We all did, and everyone regretted it.
The second I spent $23 on damn goodies and came home with the Silk the Shocker.
And Mark, do you know why you spent $23?
Only one great song.
No, because Master P figured out the perceived value of a CD is based on the track numbers, how many tracks there are. So Master P jammed those tracks on there, and they were all garbage. Yep.
Like,
there was one good one that got you to buy it, like because you had heard the hit.
Yeah.
And then,
Anyway, we're talking about BG.
The guy calling in on Master P's, and he's like, "Yeah, this P. This ain't P.
Yes,
this ain't P." He's like, say, This ain't no
I paid $1
motherfucking
for that. That costs you $1 of your $23. Look, we're not talking about no limit records. We're talking about cash money records in the 2000. Okay, so BG, 17 years old when Bling Bling hit. He had a nice little run there, and he got it out early because he just got done doing 14 years. He got sentenced in July 2012 after pleading guilty to gun possession in connection with a 2009 traffic stop and some other charges. He got out January 2024. Okay, so he's out. What do? You have one hit in 1999. You go and you hang out with your New Orleans family, little Boosie badass, right? And you end up in Nevada, I guess, where Boosie might be. I don't know. That's where BG ended up. But he's at a halfway house, and he's trying to figure it out. He needs money pretty bad. And on the 8th of February, all right, about a month after he got released, Boosie said, hey, I'm going to be in Vegas. Why don't you come perform with me? And BG said, sure, I've been in jail for 14 years. So that's what he does.
First thing I'll do, performance.
Guess what? Probation officer does not like that, okay? Because part of his release, this is part of most all probation release plans, is that you have to obtain prior written approval before entering self-employment, which he had not done before the Vegas show. I guess that's probably to avoid drug dealing, probably, right? Because you can get it. They want you to get a job, but they don't want you to work for yourself. He also had not obtained permission to be around felons, which Boosie is, as is Gucci Mane.
Sure, but it's
or leave the state.
It's a select situation. They're gonna have to let him. I mean, come on. He's a rapper. You're gonna have to like give some approvals if you want him to be able to collect checks.
You'd think that, Will, but that's not the case. And in December, he put out Choppers and Bricks with Gucci Mane, who's also a felon. So he's got the show with Boosie, the Choppers and Bricks project with Gucci, Uchi, all Uzi's and felons. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So he got arrested. And in April, he went to court. And he thought he was going back for violating the terms of his probation, or his parole, excuse me. But guess what? Turns out he did get permission to perform at the show from his probation officer, but not to associate with Boosie and Gucci. But then, apparently, his halfway house had given him permission to associate with Boosie and Gucci, his two felon buddies. So he's all good, right? He's all good.
The halfway house doesn't mean shit.
No. It was all good. Everything's dropped there. But that doesn't, Wes, affect the plan at large. The plan at large still exists. So he got off on those one instances, the release and the show, one-offs, permission, but the rules still exist in the official release plan. He can't be self-employed, and he can't hang with Boosie and Gucci. So on June 18, he gets called back.
No Boosie, no Gucci.
No Boosie, no Gucci. He gets called back to New Orleans, where he was sentenced, to straighten out rules. To straighten out what Baby Gangster could or could not do. And on the 18th of June, right, the government made a ruling, and this is what they wrote. Quote, the goal of supervised release is rehabilitation and the successful reentry into society of someone who was incarcerated is important, right? That's what we're trying to do here. But then they argue that BG's recent lyrics allegedly glorified murder, drug dealing, and threatening those who cooperate with the police, which echo the conduct that led to the defendant's imprisonment and are inconsistent with the goals of rehabilitation. But then the government mused about how preventing him from doing that, saying those things, could be unconstitutional, right? Hey, you can't say that. Seems like a violation of your First Amendment. But then they came back around saying, quote, a court may impose a special condition to the extent that special condition involves no greater deprivation of liberty than is reasonably necessary for the purposes of rehabilitation.
Okay.
So we are going to drop that little special condition. And that condition is that he would have to provide the United States Probation Office with a copy of lyrics of any song he writes in advance of his production or promotion of such song, and those lyrics must be shared with the government. At that time, the government may, if it deems necessary, file another motion for leave to file a rule to show cause why the defendant's conditions of supervised release should not be modified because the defendant's conduct is inconsistent with the goals of rehabilitation. Ipso facto, if he says some shit in a song that the government doesn't like, it fucks his probation.
Now, what do you mean here when you say you killed that pussy? Are you talking about a person that's a wuss? Or a
Can you clarify? Did you bring
a murder an actual vagine? Or
can I take a look at your photo roll and
killed
see if
that
there's a pussy.
Killed that pussy. Killed that pussy. It's 3 times in a row.
Been murdered.
Says here
there.
you killed a pussy.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? I mean, like, the guy sent me this link this morning. Immediately, I thought, no way. If this were to go to the Supreme Court, well, who knows with this particular Supreme Court, but 99% of Supreme Courts, it's getting thrown the fuck out because it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's a major
lyrics
stretch.
in a
They would definitely toss this one, I would think.
Lyrics.
I mean,
in
I
a
would think.
song?
Yeah. I mean, it's overreach. You can't. I mean, they either need to approve him to work on his own or not. That's it. This special condition is bullshit.
I mean,
Right, so-
songs are almost like poems or like short, like novellas. Like, like that's like saying
Like Pat said,
if
they're
someone
artists,
wrote a
like,
book
so-
or a poem,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
they had
you know,
some fucked up shit in
they're
their
entertaining.
book. What
Right.
are we talking about?
especially that crew. They're like they do comedies, like
Yeah.
comedy movies, like it's
Skits?
all. Yeah, it's like
Are
all
sketches,
like
are
very.
sketches under the
yeah.
microscope now.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to think like
A lot
BG
of
getting
it's parody.
his checklist for release together, right? Like, okay, all right, got the publicist, check. Okay, did you copyright the songs? They're copywritten, great. Okay, we got the publishing register, cool. Video, it's scheduled, man. Okay, did I submit my lyrics to the government for approval?
Wow.
Did the federal agents did they
Damn.
read this?
I got to call my PO and rap to him. Hold on,
Yeah,
just rap it
is
to me.
But is it just the PO or is it
Perform
like
it to me. Perform it for me,
Is it a
BG.
review board? Is it
No,
like-
it goes to the PO first, and then also a copy gets sent to the government.
yeah.
And if they don't like the
everybody
lyrics,
reads this
What
shit.
branch of
Yeah.
the government is it going to? What
the
what
judicial
what
branch of the
higher-
government.
Okay, so
So the
courts.
DOJ needs to. They could
courts.
use with losing a few staff because these people don't need to exist.
It's
The ones
ridiculous.
reading BG's raps.
Yeah.
Mr.
Well, look-
Small, what did you mean when you're mad that you're flagrant?
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, BG's
Because you're
attorneys.
flagrant?
BG's attorneys came out with a statement that kind of goes against what the order said, and that order I was reading from came out on June 28th. It's July 4th or 5th, depending on when you're listening to this, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
like, they essentially said BG's pleased that the honorable court found he did not violate the terms of his supervision and would not restrict his artistic work by ordering his lyrics to be controlled by the government. He intends to resume his career. But that's not what the court order says. So I don't fucking know. But maybe they're trying to like play
So
games.
his music's gonna suck now.
I mean, it already probably
Yeah,
sucks.
I mean,
It
it's
sucked in
gonna be worse.
1999,
Yeah.
to be frank.
I mean, like, dude, if he just makes another bling bling, they're not going to be mad about bling bling.
Well, Bling Bling was created in a vacuum. The day Bling Bling was released is the only day in the history of humanity that it could have been successful because it's so terrible.
Bling bling.
bling bling. All around my city, bling bling.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
this wouldn't go well. Here's a lyric from Bling Bling: "Hit the club, light the bitch up." That sounds like gunplay.
What? I mean, like, dude, do you think that should fly? Right? I mean, that should fly. You're
Well,
obviously
they're
talking
gonna
about partying.
question it. Well,
Now, is the
you're talking
bitch
about-
the club or a person? Is that the royal bitch?
Am I the
That's the
bitch?
thing, is like you're supposed to be able to use innuendo and entendre and stuff in rap. So if they remove all that, just because it has to be politically correct or whatever, then they're totally infringing on his First Amendment.
also
rights.
in Bling Bling,
So-
he says if a word I can't say steps out of line, they're gonna get their motherfucking head bust.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Those are just
that,
facts.
see, again, that's EG's allowed to say that.
That's like what happens if you bring your girl around DJ Paul. Like everyone knows.
Yeah,
Right.
she's gonna get stuffed.
Yeah. The PO is like he
What you want me to
BG
say? How you want me to say it?
BG calls the PO, and the PO's like, "Okay, we got to check these lyrics. Why don't you come over to my house?" BG shows up, and the PO's got like a bottle of wine open, and his girl there sitting on the couch. Okay, now rap it for me, BG.
Yeah.
You see this, honey? He's gonna rap it for you. Private BG show.
This is
bullshit.
ridiculous.
That would be the best thing for BG because then all he'd have to do is just make her happy and then
But this is
Boom.
great for
Fine.
BG. This happening to him because now everyone's talking about
yeah,
it.
we're talking about BG.
We're gonna be
Everyone feels
intrigued.
bad for him, and he's
Yeah.
back in the news.
Yeah,
Now
Choppers and Bricks wasn't even on my radar, but now
Yeah.
This
No,
is good for
BG. This is huge for BG. Great for BG. Happy for BG that he's getting all the attention over this bullshit rule because he is getting fucked for no reason here. Basically, he served 14 years. Let him fucking live.
For a gun charge?
yeah,
More.
14 years, dude. That's a lot.
What
And
else
he
is in
did his
that charge?
time. Let
They
him.
do
Let
not
him
like
rap
this
again.
guy. They do not like him.
They do not.
should have dropped that gun like it was hot. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop it like
Well,
it's hot.
sure, but I mean, like he did the time. 14 years, he didn't kill anybody, right? It's just a gun charge.
Well, we'll have to listen to his lyrics to find out if he killed someone. I'm not
No,
sure.
the lyrics don't matter. It's what he was charged with that he went to prison for.
I'm definitely putting Anita Hot Girl on the pool playlist this weekend.
Yeah, bling bling. If we play songs at the end of the episode, obviously bling bling would be at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, that was bad news, but good news out of the UK, specifically in Wales. The Welsh have figured out how to fix politics.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So all they're going to do, this is pretty simple. I don't know why everyone hasn't thought of this. The Welsh government is going to ban politicians from lying.
Oh, good.
How?
Well, they're just going to do it by 2026. And if they can prove that you're a liar, you will not be eligible to run for office. And if you're in office, you're out. Just
How does that work in terms of the proof and who controls the Ministry of Truth on that one?
I don't know. Will just don't lie, you know?
Okay.
And I'll
Yeah,
tell you-
no, that's
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like it couldn't be abused.
No.
How to implode a government is what
I'll tell you what, this would disqualify both presidential candidates in our 2024 election because
all three. Yeah.
yeah, well, we'll get to that. If you watch the recent debate, which we released our watch party commentary of that to Spotify and Apple Pods yesterday, check that out. They lied a lot, both of them. And then there's the third guy. Probably the most honest of the three to a fault, actually. And quick update or correction. We didn't know at the time it was dropping right when we were recording, but RFK did claim eventually, I don't think right away, but did claim eventually it was a goat in Patagonia, not a dog.
Now I remember.
Yeah, now he remembers. Do you
more
believe him?
acceptable.
Do you believe
No.
it's a goat?
I looked up goat ribs, and the goat does have 13 ribs and floating ribs. But
His team found an animal that's acceptable to eat that fits the criteria.
yeah, but the text message still leads me to believe that it was a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you text somebody to say, "Hey, try this when you're in South Korea."
Look
That's
at
a
my
dog.
crazy ass doing it.
But he is
Yeah,
so
that's
honest
because
to a
he's
fault.
gnawing on a dog.
I might give him a pass on this one because he is so honest to a fault, because that's a smaller one. Because when asked about the bigger issue, which we didn't cover from the Vanity Fair article, there was a sexual assault allegation, which he didn't deny even in these. He did some podcasts and started talking about the goat. And then they asked him about the sexual assault allegation. He didn't deny it. He said, I'm not a church boy, when asked if he groped the babysitter 3 times in 1999.
So he did.
Kennedys love babysitters, bro.
Yeah.
Kennedys get down on
They all
babysitters.
fuck their babysitters.
They're kids' babysitters.
It's a
not
New
like-
England thing.
Yeah. And
Is
and
it, I
then-
mean, it's an everywhere thing, but like, is it like they all fuck their babysitters?
I mean,
All Kennedys?
probably so. Kennedys
Yeah.
get them babysitters. You know what I mean?
Okay,
They get, yeah.
interesting family trait.
And then he went on.
Here's how we do it, kids. We
Killed
all
the guy.
fuck the babysitters.
He
Okay,
continu-
you get
he
that
can-
as a Kennedy man. It's your right.
He continued to boondoggle that answer about the sexual assault when he said, "Listen, in my youth, I was completely out of control." And then he said,
It had to be a Ted Kennedy rule, by the way.
and then he
He's
said,
a drug addict, right? I think.
well, then he said he mentioned that we talked about the heroin stuff, but he that went on to say, I have so many skeletons in my closet from my youth that if they could all vote, I'd easily win the election, which was interesting to say. And also, he was 45 when the sexual assault was alleged, not really his youth.
Right.
1999, he's 70 years old, and he was 45 when he allegedly groped the babysitter 3 times, which he hasn't denied.
Yeah, that puts him in the 90th percentile of Kennedys at 45 years old in terms of life expectancy.
Yeah,
True.
it's true.
He's living
45 is
long
not
for
your
a
youth.
Kennedy.
I mean,
No, it's not your youth. And
But it's
who cares what he did in his youth besides sexual assault? That's not okay.
That's true,
At
but a lot
any
of
age,
people.
if you did drug, I don't want my president to be squeaky clean. Like Bill Clinton saying he didn't inhale. What a fucking liar and a nerd if that's the case. Like,
Yeah, you
your
want somebody
president to inhale the weed.
but groping the babysitter 3 times at age 45 when
Not
she
okay at any
probably has to
age,
stop,
even
that's-
if you're
that's
drunk in
pretty crazy.
college.
But Billy Clinton did take it out a lot and say it's not gonna. I didn't take it out for air. He was
Right.
I didn't take it out for
I
air.
mean, all
guy.
presidents are liars, and all human beings have things they've done in the past. But
It's tough for RFK,
sexual
though,
assault's
because-
not okay.
Yeah, but people basically accuse RFK of being forced into, or blackmailed into running this campaign for whatever
Right.
reason. There's all kinds of conspiracies about it on all sides, and so anyways, with all that this negative shit coming out, it doesn't help anybody feel like it's a legitimate candidacy with all that like accusation happening at the same time.
I'm sure more will come out, but for the record, that's 3 white men over 70 accused of sexual assault. Running for president.
Yep, that's all 3 of them. Yeah, you can't. You don't have it.
time.
Yeah,
Joe Jorgensen, libertarian candidate, maybe will be a woman not accused of sexual assault. We'll see. I don't know.
But yeah, back to the Welsh. They're gonna they're gonna totally ban it before the 2026 I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Senedd elections, and it's not clear whether the proposed law would make lying a criminal offense or just some sort of fine, but it is clear they will be banned or ineligible for office. And apparently they've got a hit list of people that they've been writing down their lies already. This party that's about to take over. So once they take over, they're going to try to remove the opposing party that was in charge. Because
political, right? Yeah, so it's political.
You're not going to be forgiven for your lies before this.
I don't think so. I think the whole point of this is
the lie thing. Is that's how they stay in power forever.
Amazing. The whole point of this is the party that's going to take over has a list of lies recorded from the other party.
So we'll remove you from office as soon as any of your party gets in office for lying. Our party's always going to be charged of the lying. The truth committee. Okay, and so the rest of
we do over here,
liar.
Times 1,000, just each party attacking each other nonstop, and that's all they do.
Yeah, it's going to be hilarious. Yeah. So we'll see. It passed 26 to 13 to 13. I guess 13 didn't vote, and some people are a little bit concerned about it. But we'll see if it goes through.
Amazing law. Yeah, it's like the most obviously going to be abused law of all time. I love it.
Yeah, they figured it out. No lie.
No more lying. How do they speak?
That's Scottish, but close.
Yeah.
they sound like more like the gypsies in Snatched. Like if you think a British person with a thick British accent is hard to understand, it's it's 10 times harder to understand a Welsh person.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trash over there, right?
I didn't say that.
They're hammered and they eat rocks. So
shout out Bex from Wales, my buddy.
All right. This one I thought was interesting, and I'm going to preface this by saying this might be complete bullshit. Might just be rage bait, as one commenter pointed out, and it's literally in this woman's profile, her TikTok profile, which says, "I find people and I rage bait." Winky face. Child support hunter. This is at Shay.nanigans87. Shay.nanigans.
Great name, but not actually good. Like great username, fun to say.
Yeah,
but not
Shay.nanigans.
Yeah, I'm Shay.nanigans. It's Shay.nanigans.
Yeah.
Oh, Shay.
She's got almost 400,000 followers, so she is obviously trying to be an influencer, make money off this. So again, could just be trying to rile people up. But I thought it, hit on some points.
Of like a meme account, basically.
I'm Lou Sassel.
Right, that's Lou Sassel 69.
Lou Sassel.
Joking.
You know what? A Lou Sassel is Carl Winslow.
Oh yeah, he's gonna.
Reginald.
But I think it hits on some points that I feel a lot of people with young kids, so Will and Pat especially, think about maybe when it comes to their kids and the costs and whatnot. When your kid or another person's kid hangs out at your house, or you send your kid to another person's house. So this TikToker posted a video saying she wanted to, quote, normalize charging other parents for their children's play dates.
Yeah, it's a troll.
I think it's a troll too, but now I'm going to play you the video. I want you to think about it, but there's 2 obvious troll charges on this that you're going to see, but try to, in your head, take that out and think about the more kind of logical ones and see what you think. Here's the video.
Normalize sending the other family money for play dates. So recently, my daughter had a friend over, and I asked her mom for money, and this is how it went. So after the play date, I texted her mom and I said, "Thanks for letting Jamie play today. Please help out with your share of the expenses for the play date, totaling $15 via Venmo. Let's do it again sometime. Because I can't keep doing these play dates if it's so expensive." And she said, "Expenses?" And I said, "Yeah, she used supplies and food while she was here. And this way we can do this more often without a monetary obligation on just one party, right? Makes sense." Now, she didn't say much, but she did say what supplies. And of course, I wrote them down. There was chalk, applesauce, fruit. She sat on the couch, so that's wear and tear. She actually broke the toy.
Shut
She
up,
had
that's
juice
troll.
boxes. She went to the bathroom. She had yogurt.
Bathroom.
Then she actually sent the money, and I sent her a message thanking her for it, of course. She didn't say anything else, but I said, this will make it easier for us to do more play dates in the future. So what do you guys think?
Yeah,
So again, you see
couch
the
took
obvious
it too
trolls here.
far.
Yeah,
I've seen a bunch of these, man. I've seen invoices for your friends at a dinner party. I've seen a parent being like, it's totally normal to have a kid who comes over your house sign this release. And the release essentially says that they can like use them in there to make money off them on the internet. Like it's brilliant because it gets them every time.
As a troll, and then she set up either like a Photoshop or one of her actual friends sent her $15, which she probably sent back. I think it's a fake thing that she does to get the views.
But here's the thing. Like when Cam got older and he would have like, hey, I'm going to go to the movies with so-and-so, or I'm going to go over to this person's house. They're going to go do activities. I would insist on paying them whatever it was, and I hated it when they're like, nah, just get me next time, because then I felt obligated that I had to fucking host a movie night or a fucking play date or whatever. Like, so there is a thing.
Dude, I immediately thought of Will when I saw this, because Will's parents were so generous individually with all of us, taking us on international trips.
Yeah. And paid us like $20 an hour to like work.
And then I was like gonna call my dad, like, did you give Will's parents a check? And then I realized he was dead. So sorry to get that check, Will.
Yeah.
I don't know if you wrote it.
Well, Wes, I think the reason I mean, like
it's just a troll because like.
But you can't bring it up now, Will, because he's dead.
Too late.
Yeah, no, it is a troll.
Well, what I'm saying is it does become a thing because
well, that's why she's able to get views, because she takes issues and then she makes light of them. And
it's a great topic.
She knew as raising kids, this is something that is like. Obviously, with the couch, she's joking, but this is a topic, like Will just said, to talk about. So she's coming up with these topics and making funny sketches.
I know,
but you had a kid.
But what do you think? Is it like obviously? Okay, so obviously, if you have a kid that's constantly coming over your house, and you're the only one hosting, then you start charging them for the shit they ate. Obviously, you're not going to charge for a bathroom break.
Never. You host to the ability that you can. If you have it, you give it. And you never ask.
You say Sarah can't come over. Sarah can't come over this week.
She don't have much applesauce.
You just kind of like eventually get it across to the parent somehow without ever letting the kids know, like, hey, cheapskate, send her over with a 20 or whatever. You
encourage your kid to go to Sarah's house. You're like, why don't you go to Sarah's?
Is it your house?
Sarah's dad drinks a little too much, and you don't want your kiddo to go over to Sarah's house.
Well, then save $10 of that dollars pay for the applesauce
before you spend it all on alcohol and send it with Sarah.
It's a give and take, but
we'll still keep watching her every night so you can black out. But you know.
Like Cam's bringing a friend to the beach this summer, but they're paying for. I said, hey, look, pay for the airfare, and then we'll cover everything else, meals, all that shit. But in the back of my head, I'm like, now they owe Cam a beach trip, or now they owe.
Wes, if you were loaded, if you were loaded, you'd cover the whole thing because it's benefit for your son.
Of course,
but I think it's more the time. Honestly, that's what it is. It's like if some kid, it's not about the money. It's about like if a kid is always over at your house, be here because maybe they need to be there, right? Because maybe they don't have a better place to be.
Occupying your kid so you can get shit done. It's a plus for you to have someone there occupying your kid. Also.
Maybe I was thinking like sometimes you want them to watch your kid,
right? No, I mean I'd rather obviously have some alone time and set the kid over there. But if you don't trust them or whatever, but I don't know. She's got a lot of comments online like you can't be fucking serious. I'll send you $15 to never speak to you again. Just don't do play dates. This guy had everything was good until wear and tear on couch charge for $1. That's weird. Put a number on that. Hopefully your daughter doesn't have any fat friends. The wear and tear charge finna rocket.
These people can't decipher that a person whose name is Shay Nanigans.
They just watch it and comment.
She says I'm an agitator.
They just watch it. It's so viral. They just watch it, comment, and move on. They don't. They don't go to look at her profile.
But it is something that people think about and keep track of. If it becomes if the ratio becomes unfair, you start to get a little like, hey. Like
you do, Wes.
I don't at all. I have cheap friends that do.
But like you said, like Pat, like when I had growing up, my mom would drive all the time to fucking movies. She was like the carport. And there was one of my friends whose mom never did that shit. and it became like a resentment thing between my mom and my mom and her. Like she's like,
well, that's the biggest pain in the ass thing. Period for a parent to do. Your mom would have Your mom would have given $100 to every kid gladly, but she couldn't.
Yeah.
That's like that's a pain in the fucking ass on a Friday.
That woman was taking advantage of your mom.
Right.
The driving,
That's
more
dude, the fucking bus driver used to drive us around at night. My buddy's mom was the bus driver. That poor woman. I think about that. Yeah. A Friday night, she'd pick us up and take us to a party. I'm like, do you ever get a break? You picked me up this morning, drove me to school.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Now in your van.
Wow. I mean, that's part of being a parent, but yes, I think the driving is more bullshit, honestly, than the money stuff. The money stuff is like easier to, the time stuff. If you're always having to do the thing that takes time for,
that's right,
your kids plus another set of kids, that's more infuriating, I feel like, than the money.
Well, I do
remember trying to get picked up on a Friday night. It was like, whose parents are just going to do it?
I do with my own kid.
Nobody wants
his mom. Never the ratio of me dropping him off and picking him up when it's time to switch is way in my I'm always doing the fucking driving.
You're in the red.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Is this what this is about?
Yeah, no. Wes is just airing some grievances.
Yeah,
he's mad. He's mad
I got 1,000 resentments.
He's mad at one of the neighborhood dads.
I got lots of resentments.
These parents need to shape up around you, Wes. That's what I got out of that.
This is a great grinding of the axe segment.
Yeah. If your kid's going on a trip, though, you send them with dough. That's what you do.
That's what I figured.
For sure.
They're definitely gonna. But then I just booked we're booking a charter fish, and I'm like, does he have enough dough to cover that?
Yeah, they know how much charter fish is.
They should offer to kick in on that.
Yeah. I mean, if he knows that he's going on it, yes, he should offer to pay.
You're going to buy him a reel and a rod too. You want to buy him a rod?
Well, it's all usually just rent it as part of it. So like he should just ask, like, hey, what was Gregory's portion of this or whatever.
Excursions.
I'm just gonna let him tell what a great time it was, and then expect something in return later down the road. That's how I'm gonna handle it.
Well, that could end up with more.
And then when they don't, I'm gonna resent them.
Right, but how long until you resent? What's the time period of like? What's
a year? Probably a year for a big trip like that.
You're gonna start getting really upset.
A year for a big trip like that, yeah.
You put it on your calendar.
He's being a total dick to these people, and they have no idea.
See them go to Europe without Cam. There's gonna be a problem.
9-10 months, no announcement, starts to get a little upset.
Yeah.
12-13 months, he's furious.
I'm gonna be like, oh hey, I found this picture of Cam and so fishing from the beach last year. That was a great time.
DM it while they're on vacation.
When we went to the #1 charter fishing agency.
Boy, that was fun. All right. Well, Wes, I hope it doesn't come to that. But let's end it on a strong note. Let's end it on a strong note, guys, for Freedom Week. Taking it over to Vermont, which is actually called the land of freedom and opportunity. If you didn't know that, that's the state motto of Vermont. And this story really highlights exactly why that is. See, back in 2018, this guy right here, I'm about to show you, Gregory Bombard. That's him. It's like a, 40, 50 something middle-aged dude in Vermont.
Looks like he's hiding behind a tree and staring at a child.
Yeah. I mean, he
looks dangerous.
Multiple vests. He's right next to some Christmas lights. It's a bad combo for him. I don't know if he thought about those type of connotations that would come with that. He's got the glasses.
What the hell are you looking at?
So with Gregory, as menacing as he looks in that photograph, I think that he just makes some bad decisions, just like how he didn't realize that photograph setup was going to make him look like a pedophile.
What, both Columbia sportswear vests?
Right. He was like, he didn't think it through all the way with the double vests, plus the button up, plus the glasses, plus the slick back hair, plus the Christmas lights.
The reflection of the playground in his glasses is damn.
He didn't think it through. All right.
The foundation.
So a guy like that, like Gregory, back in 2018, when you're having a bad day and you're like Gregory and you make some poor choices, you had no idea how bad they were until somebody else pointed them out. That's exactly what happened. He was having a horrible day and he got pulled over by Officer Jay Riggin, who happened to see Greg drive past him. And what Officer Jay Riggin said was give him the finger, flip him the bird. I'm sorry, this is kind of a long clip. We're going to go a little long today, but you guys need to hear the dash cam footage of this pullover. Okay, so Gregory Bombard drove past Officer Jay Riggin. Jay Riggin pulls him over for flipping him the bird. Take a listen to the dash cam.
No, it looked like you put me off as you were going by there. Looks like you went like this to me as I was driving by you. Were you looking? Did you not do that?
No, you might have thought I might be stretching. I was doing this.
Okay, so you didn't.
No.
Okay, you didn't intentionally do that
Were
then.
you thought I took you off?
Yeah, it looked like you looked right at me and looked like you stuck your middle finger up in my face.
No, I was doing this. The question: if someone flipped you off,
Yeah.
what is the citation? What's the crime?
So, if somebody flicks me off,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're signaling to try to get my attention because they need any assistance or they need to have a conversation. Because obviously it's not normal behavior, so I'm going to have that conversation. I'm not going to delay any more than I need to. Listen, sir, once I realize
Got
that
him
you're
pretty
flipping
good.
me off, you're free to go. You understand?
You don't now. You don't realize I flipped you off.
Once I realize
What
you,
if I did flip you off?
then we have a conversation on what's not appropriate. So I have other things to do than to be.
So if I did flip you off,
Have a good day.
Rage walks away. Is he's back in his cruiser? Okay, he lets Gregory go.
Yeah.
Pull him back onto the
Oh,
street.
he should have flipped him off right there.
Here.
Whoever fuck as he pulled away, he called me an asshole and said, "Fuck you,"
What?
with the bird.
I didn't hear that.
What?
Pull him over again.
I'm going to arrest him for early conduct. There are multiple people around there.
1 block later.
Okay, so now you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Get out of the car.
I'm under arrest for
Yeah.
disorderly conduct. What did I do?
All the people there saying "fuck you" and calling me an asshole. All the people there in the public. That's a crime, sir. So get out of the car. You're under arrest.
How am I under
What?
arrest for
What is he
disorderly
talking
conduct?
about?
I'm not going to debate this with you. Please step out of the car. You are under
Can't
arrest.
lose this
Step out of
But
the car.
how is that disorderly conduct, sir? How is that disorderly conduct?
You're
Although
getting
the first interaction,
I just can't handle it.
listen to me.
I'm having
Although
a
the first
coffee.
listen to me. Ask me a question. Although the first interaction may have been an error, the second one certainly was not. And while your window was down with your middle finger extended, you said, "quote asshole," yelled it, and then
No.
said "fuck you" as you drove away.
No.
And all that public there heard it and saw it. So that is disorderly
No.
conduct 101. Step out of the car. 101. Hands on the hood.
No, that's
Oh my God. Hands on the hood.
completely in your mind, sir.
And put your hand on your back.
Dash good.
Disorderly conduct. I'm not being disorderly. How is it causing disorderly?
Now we can maybe agree to disagree, but yelling asshole and saying "fuck you" with your hand out of the window in front of what probably
I
were,
was a little
what probably were dozens of
Yeah,
people, if not over
doesn't
100
care.
people, in very busy Main Street
100
traffic.
people?
Now that's disorderly conduct.
What do they have, a
101.
parade,
That
a
first thing
Christmas
may have been an
parade?
error, but after that, it certainly wasn't. But now I'm wondering.
He said
if
it's
you
sort of
actually-
like
and- but now I'm wondering
suburban
if maybe
street.
you actually did do that as I thought you originally did, because only somebody who then would have the audacity.
I was smoking a cigarette and I was
You may let
fingers.
You may let me speak now. Someone has the audacity to do that. Someone has the audacity. I told you, I've made thousands and thousands of car
Okay,
stops,
so here we
and
go.
I don't remember any time I've ever seen someone consciously flicking the bird. So now I'm convinced that you did. Especially that behavior you actually get the end of the stop.
Double
Okay, you're under
disorderly.
arrest, and that's the end of the story.
Whatever.
Okay.
Now I'm convinced that you flipped me off. Of course he flipped you off, you fucking loser.
None of that second shit happened.
Well, he kind of admitted to it though. He goes, I was a little bit angry at you. So like that kind of
Did I miss it? Did we just not? Did it happen or not? Do we know?
Yeah, I mean, he flipped him off a bunch of times, but it's okay
Yes,
because
he
you
did.
can flip somebody off in America.
But did he
off
call him
like,
an asshole?
I drive a
Fuck you.
Dodge Stratus.
He
You know,
must
like
have,
that
because
was-
he kind of said, I did it because I was a little bit angry at you. We just didn't catch it in the video or
Yeah, he
whatever. But yeah, he must
Certainly
have.
was not 100 people within earshot. or
He did it.
anything.
They're
It's also
laughing
not a
at me.
crime.
Yeah.
He did it. It's also not a crime. It's your First Amendment right to express whatever you want to do if you're not hurting somebody. Obviously, that was short work for the ACLU, who got a settlement from the state of Vermont for $175,000. 100,000 of that going to Greg, 75 going to the ACLU. Vermont police maintained they did nothing wrong, but Officer Jay Riggin, who arrested someone for expressing their First Amendment rights in the state of freedom and unity, resigned May 31st of this year. And hopefully he's on the way to Hollywood to play a cop in comedy movies because he's a star. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought that
he
was
was
one
the
of the
best part.
funniest cop performances of all time.
He's a little
In
wound too tight for the job, but he could nail it. He could nail it in a comedy movie.
front of the public.
Yeah.
Quote, asshole. Fuck you.
The audacity. I've done thousands of car stops.
Hundreds of people heard that. He's the best, Officer Jay Riggin. I mean, hopefully a star is born out of that. And Gregory Bombard, kids are home. Says, quote, with this settlement, I hope the Vermont State Police will train its troopers. I should do it with a different accent to avoid silencing criticism or making baseless car stops. And at least now I can pay my criminal attorney for defending me for the bogus charges and take my 88-year-old mother out for a nice dinner.
Yeah,
there you go.
We made it almost the whole segment without pointing out that Gregory bangs dudes.
No, I said the cop couldn't stand that a gay man flipped him off. He couldn't handle it.
Oh, we missed that.
Yeah, I think that played a big part of it. Was
Can we get Jay Riggin on the show? And this, as soon as he gets on and we go live, we all flip him off and see how
he's unemployed.
Yeah, we should reach out to Officer Jay. He's hilarious.
Don't tell him.
If he could step back, he's probably been harboring so much resentment for 6 years because it happened so long ago. But if he could step back and just look at the comedy of it, it's a pretty funny situation. Both guys, I mean, they shouldn't be that mad. Anyways,
get a coffee together.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a great buddy, like a buddy comedy. You know, just the two of them. They have to work together now.
Yeah,
like
handcuff them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Can you not smoke in the car?
Yeah.
Just no coffee and a cigarette. Jeez, Jay. It would be amazing. I would love
does this uniform not say respect me? Because I'm confused.
Yeah, it's great. Now they have the funding. Hopefully, you use some of that $100,000 for that. That's the show.
I like both those guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great story. Loved it. And freedom prevailed. Okay, the courts got it right. The cops did not. If you're a cop, that's just part of the job, man. If somebody flicks you off, don't try to arrest them over it. You can fuck with them, but don't try to arrest them over it.
Unfortunately, it's not a popularity contest for cops.
Not a crime, you know? So, yeah. Anyways, that's the pod. Thanks for listening. Remember, patreon.com/hardfactor if you need more. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking weekend.